What are you doing this Saturday? Do you have any free time? I'd love to see you if you had time for me. It would be so nice.
I don't have anything planned. I was going out with a friend, but she's canceled, so I'm free. What did you have in mind exactly? Something special?
Come and meet me. I'm gonna introduce you to someone special.
Who is it? Someone special? It's not like you to do this. Is this your girlfriend?
I'm already over 35. Don't you think it's time for me to meet someone special?
Oh, Mom would be really happy if you met someone nice. She's been talking about it for a long time. She really thinks it's time for you to get married. Are you going to stay single forever? I certainly hope not.
I think it would be a really good idea too. I don't know what I've been waiting for. Maybe I'm too fussy with women. After a certain age, you just have to accept what you can get. No use in waiting forever. You'll just end up single. Now is the time to find a nice girl and settle down and get married.
So who is this girl? How did you meet her? Is she a nice girl?
She's nice. She's not as wealthy as us, but I don't think that matters. I like her for who she is. She's not from a rich family, but not too poor either. Just in the middle.
Well, if you think she's a good girl, then I guess we should go through with it and see what happens.
I'm sure Mom will be happy about it. I think she might be the perfect fit for me. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay, I hope so too. I'll see you this Saturday to see what happens.
I really hope it works out and I get married. It would be really nice for me.
I agree. I think it would be really wonderful too.
You'll have to start saving up for a wedding present. I'm hoping for something really nice.
Really? I'll think of something small to give you. Maybe I'll buy you a coffee machine or something.
A coffee machine? Is that it? I want something more than that. I'm really doing good here.
What time is he coming over today? Do you remember? I forgot. I thought he would be here by now. He's coming over for dinner. I'm going to make something nice for us all to eat. You just relax and keep yourself busy until then. Do we need to go and do some shopping before then? I can help you with that if you want. No, we don't need to. I've got all the things here already. I just need to put them together into a meal. Don't you worry. You relax. I don't know why you're so concerned today. We are meeting this girl for the first time, so we need to make a good impression. I think we just need some nice food to eat. I was just worried we might not have anything nice here. I know that. I've already got some food ready. Just trust me, it's going to be nice and she'll appreciate it. I'm going to make her feel really happy and welcome here. I hope it can help with the situation. I've got some really nice steak here for us all to eat. Who doesn't like steak? Are you sure you've got enough? What if she really is hungry? I think maybe I should go to the shop and buy some other things. I'm really worried that we might run out of food and that would be a real disaster. No, it's fine. We've got loads of stuff in the fridge. If anyone gets hungry, then we can start to eat that stuff too. If you really want to make yourself useful, then stop complaining and go around the house and clean it. I want this place to be spotless in time for the guests. I don't want anything to be out of place. Okay, you've got a point. I'll get on with that.
What happened today?
What do you mean? What's the problem?
It's Mom. Don't you think she's being a little bit miserable?
I know what you mean, actually. I was a little bit surprised by it, too. I can't say I didn't notice.
Why was she being like that? And what was with that food? I didn't think it was very impressive at all. I don't think there was enough to eat, and it really wasn't of the best quality.
I did offer to go out and buy more food, but she insisted that I didn't. She said that she'd had a lot of really nice stuff prepared.
I didn't think the steak was that nice, and I didn't think Mom was very friendly. What on earth is wrong with her? She could have done better for this occasion. I don't know what she was playing at.
Mom can be a bit like that. She sometimes isn't that friendly. Maybe it's a test to see how she reacts. She was like that with us when we were young, too. She was really a bit too strict at times and came across as not really caring. But we know that deep down she's really a lovely person.
But why did she have to be like this today? And she kept going on and on. I thought she could have been a little bit nicer.
I know. I don't think she meant it. Let's just hope we can move on and forget about this.
Why did it have to be like this? I wish things had gone differently. I think I'll have to say sorry to my girlfriend. It must have been a bit of an awkward situation for her.
She didn't look too bothered by it. Maybe we can just forget about it and put it in the past.
If she does it again, then we might have to confront her. We can't have her being like this all the time.
I agree. Let's just hope it doesn't happen again. Let's think positively. Hi there, how are you? Hello, so nice to hear from you. I really wasn't expecting this, so it's a nice surprise. Did you enjoy yourself last time we met? Did you get home safely? I really hope you had a nice time. Yeah, it was nice, but I felt like we didn't talk enough. There were a few things that I wanted to tell you that I didn't get a chance to mention. That's why I'm contacting you today. Well, that's nice of you. What is it you want to talk about? I just wanted to talk to you more. I felt there was more to say. I felt we could get to know each other better. Oh, that's so nice of you. You're such a nice girl. Beautiful appearance and nice personality, too. You're so elegant and nice. It's really nice to talk to you again. Thanks. You compliment me too much. I didn't deserve such praise. When I came over to your house, I didn't bring anything with me. I felt a bit guilty, and your mother didn't seem to be that happy. I hope it wasn't my fault. I hope I didn't annoy her by not bringing a bottle of wine or something. Do you think I should buy a present and send it to your mother? What do you think would be a nice present? She was unhappy? I didn't even notice myself. I think you might be reading into things too much. I don't think there's anything to worry about, and don't think you need to buy a present. I think she was. She just didn't seem too happy. I think maybe I should do something to try and make up for it. Don't do anything. I'll speak to her, but I'm sure she was okay. You don't need to worry about it. I'll talk to her and see what she thinks. I'm sure it's nothing. Really? You think it's nothing? Oh, I'm not sure myself. I don't think she was too happy about anything. I'll get some flowers and some fruit and give them to her. That might cheer her up. I don't think you need to do anything. I'd like to buy something too. What does she like? Just give me an idea. Also, if I come over again, I can bring some things then. Well, she likes expensive things. Anything luxurious or expensive, but you don't need to bother with that kind of stuff. Okay, I'll bear that in mind in the future. What do you think about a luxury cosmetics set or something like that? Do you think she would appreciate it? Well, I'm sure she would like that, but isn't that a little bit too much? You didn't do anything wrong, and I don't think she was angry about anything. But if you really want to do something nice, then I think that might be a good choice. I know she likes that kind of thing. Thanks for letting me know. I'll have a look around and get something for her. Even if she wasn't unhappy, why not buy her a nice present? It can't do any wrong, can it? It's always a good idea to treat people nicely, and a little too much is better than too little. I think you have a good point here. Mom, do you know what you've caused her with your negative attitude? You've made her feel really uneasy. I knew it wouldn't go unnoticed. What's the problem? What did I do wrong this time? You made Holly feel really unhappy when she came over to visit. You were really not being nice that day, and we all noticed. You made her feel really uncomfortable. Why did you have to be like that? Is this what she said to you? I don't think I was being unkind. I was acting normally, in my opinion. I don't know what all the fuss is about. She contacted me and told me she felt really unhappy about that day. She said that she knew you were upset and she felt that she was the cause. She wanted to buy you something to say sorry. I told her that she didn't do anything wrong and she didn't need to buy anything, but she insisted. I think it's really unfair on her. She's a nice girl. Well, if she wants to buy me a present, then go ahead and let her. Why do you have to be like this? Can't you be a little bit nicer for a change? I did nothing wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you've really made a bad situation here, and you should try to be nicer in the future. Don't let this happen again. If she's going to marry my son, then she needs to be able to put up with me. I am not going to bend over backwards for her. She has to put me first. I'm expecting her to buy me presents and be nice to me, so I think she's got the right idea. You really want her to buy you a lot of presents? I don't see why she should do that. It's normal. I am the mother-in-law, so she should be nice to me. I don't think people do that anymore. Young people have to be frugal these days just to survive. It's not the 1950s anymore. She's marrying into a wealthy family, so she better get used to it. If she doesn't like it, then I suggest we find a better girl. I'm actually hoping she'll buy me a few things. I need a new coat for one. Winter is coming and I'd love a luxurious and fashionable new coat to keep me warm in style. Wow, you've really thought about this, haven't you? You really think she's going to do that for you? I certainly hope she does. If she marries my son, then my son won't have as much time and money to spend on me. I need these things as compensation. You children need to look after me as I get older. Don't think you can get away from that. It might not be the 1950s, but you still need to respect your elders. I didn't realize you were such a money-grabbing person. You're so materialistic. I am not materialistic. I'm realistic. Life isn't cheap. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'll think of a few more things I want as presents in the future. The list is going to get bigger. Oh my goodness. I don't know why you're so surprised by this. I thought you had the maturity to understand how the world works.
We're all meeting again tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, I remember. I'm currently buying some new clothes for the event. I want to look nice tomorrow, so I thought I'd better get something new.
It seems like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to make a big effort. I think it's needed. How are you? Are you okay with everything? Nothing on your mind right now?
What do you mean?
I just thought you might have some things you wanted to tell me. If there's nothing, then it doesn't matter. It was just a thought. I just hope that things go well for all those involved. We've had a few incidents as of late, and I hope nothing funny happens this time.
I think everything will be fine this time. I think we're all gonna get along. I'm hoping for it to all go very smoothly with no problems. Her parents are really nice, so I don't expect any issues to arise. And if they do, then I'm sure we'll be able to get through them. We're good with people after all.
I guess you're right, and I really hope things do go well.
I know my future wife is really looking forward to this. It's gonna be nice for us to all get together.
Oh, I can't wait for you two to get married and for us all to become one big family. That's going to be really nice. She's a nice girl, and I know I'll get along with her well. I'm sure you're going to have a nice life together.
I'm also happy to know that you two are getting along well. It's gonna be great.
Where are you? I contacted the hospital and they said you were in today and then left work. You haven't come home yet. What's going on? Please get in touch with me as soon as you can. I really wish you'd pick up the phone. I've tried contacting you a few times already, but no response. We're all starting to get a bit worried about you. It's not like you to not come home like this. Please let us know where you are as soon as possible.
Mom is worried? Why is she worried about me? I don't think that she needs to worry about where I am or what I'm doing. I'm a big boy now. I can look after myself. Maybe you should just mind your own business and not think about me too much.
There's no need for you to be like that. We just want to know where you are, that's all. There's no need to speak like that. At the very least, could you just let us know where you are? It's only natural for us to want to know.
I'm on my own having a drink. Just let me be.
Are you on your own? Are you upset about something? You can tell me if you are.
I've got nothing to talk about right now. I just want to be left alone to have a little drink. I need some time on my own to think things over. Don't worry about me. Sometimes Mom does things that makes me really embarrassed. Why does she have to do that? Whenever we have a social event, she always has to be such a pain. I wish she'd just be more friendly to everyone. She was talking a lot about money and buying a house. It's a lot of pressure to put on my future wife and her family, and it's too early for that. I think we should just really get to know each other first before starting to talk about those things. I don't think she needs to be too involved in this. When I get married, we'll find somewhere to live that we're happy with. There's no need for Mom to be poking her nose into everything. Just leave us be.
Well, I think Mom is just trying to protect you. She wants the best for you. You're her precious son, and it's only natural she'll be protective of you.
She's trying to protect me? Has it crossed her mind that I don't need her help? I know she wants what's good for me, but these days she's just become more and more overbearing. It really makes me mad, and it's getting worse all the time. I wish she would just back off and leave me to live my life.
I can understand your feelings. Maybe I should talk to her and see what she says. I might be able to help the situation. Don't drink too much. You don't want to get into any trouble or damage your health. Also, don't come back home angry. We don't want any more trouble.
I'll talk to you later. I'll try my best not to drink too much.
Mom, why do you have to be like this? Don't you think you're going a little bit too far? What do you mean? What's the issue here? During our meeting, don't you think you were a little bit too much? You're alienating people with your behavior. I wish you'd just be more accommodating to people. What did I do wrong? My son is going to get married, so I don't want him to make a bad decision. There's no harm in Mother standing over his shoulder watching him. It's only natural. What about asking for presents? What's wrong with asking for presents? I expect to be treated well. I'm his mother. It's what I deserve. Don't you think you've been asking for too much? The things you want are really expensive. I don't think other people should have to buy those things for you. Why can't you just do it yourself? Why does everything have to be luxurious and expensive? I don't know what the problem is. It's not that much money. You can afford these things and I deserve them. I raised my son from a young age, and without me, she wouldn't be marrying such a fine young man. She owes me some presents for this alone. Then you have to think about the correct way of treating your parents. I think it's only right they buy me a few things. Can't you just look after yourself? You've got enough money. I don't think you need any help. Where am I going to get that kind of money from? I spent it all raising my children. I don't even have enough for a comfortable retirement, and you're complaining because I asked for some gifts. You're asking for too much. A few small things here and there might be a good idea, but you want a huge list of luxury items. We don't have that much money. Not enough to keep you living a life of luxury. I think I'm being really fair about what I ask for. I'm not asking for too much. My son is heading for a really great career, and I know he's going to make a lot of money. You can buy me some nice things, and then you'll easily be able to make it back in the future. Are you aware that he's really stressed right now because of you? It's really affecting him and the way he sees this marriage. If you keep going on like this, then who knows what will happen. I don't think that's bad. It's really not that stressful. He needs to grow up a little bit. That girl is going to be a really nice wife for my son, but if she joins our family, then she needs to play by my rules. I think you're asking for trouble if you keep going on like this. Why should they play by your rules? They can do whatever they want to do. Don't put all this pressure on them, otherwise you might end up with an unhappy ending. My son is really nice boy, and she needs to behave well. Just stop and think for a minute. Do you think she's still going to want to get married if you keep going on like this? Putting all this pressure on her and not being nice to her? Do you really think it's a good idea? What if she changes her mind about the whole thing and then your own son doesn't get married? Oh, I don't think it's going to come to that. I'm sure the wedding will still go ahead. I'm not being hard on them. I'm just asking for them to do the right thing. believe that you can't see this from their perspective. I wish you'd think about others for once. I'm sorry. I try to change Mom's mind, but it seems like I'm failing. It's no use. She's set in her ways and she won't change her mind.
I didn't expect her to do so. I know what she's like and she's just getting worse and worse. She thinks that I owe everything to her and I don't. I wish she'd just let me get on with my life. I really worried that this wedding won't happen. It's just too much. Who would want to marry a man with a mom like that? Does Mom really not see what's gonna happen?
It's hurting me as well. I agree with you, but there's no convincing her. She's really set in her ways. I really like your girlfriend, and I really hope she becomes your wife. I can't accept the way Mom keeps going on like this, but I don't know what we can do. I think I need to be more forceful with her. I really need to get it through to her that unless she changes, this marriage might not go ahead. Mom, we need to talk about this, all of us together. Why do you keep going on like this? Why are you being like this? You need to change. Why do you keep going on like this? I'm not doing anything wrong. You keep coming back to me demanding that I change when I haven't done anything wrong in the first place.
Mom, please, you know what you're doing and you know it can't go on like this. Why are you putting so much weight on my shoulders? I can't take it anymore.
I am not putting weight on your shoulders. Stop being so pathetic. I raised you from a young age to be a tough and capable boy, and now it's your time to prove that you're a man. I'm only asking for what I deserve.
I don't think it's what you deserve. I think you're being unreasonable. I'm doing okay in life, but it's not all down to you. I worked hard for myself. I don't owe you as much as you think. You looked after me when I was a child, but that's what you're supposed to do. You can't make unreasonable demands now just because of that. Since I've become an adult, I've never asked money from you and I've always paid my own way. Why should I have to give you some money? I got where I am in life because of my own effort, not just you. I don't owe you a thing. Why are you trying to get in the way of my life now? Why can't you just let me go and be happy?
I think you should be a bit more careful when talking to your mother. You shouldn't be this blunt. If I didn't raise you well as a child, then what would you be doing now? Would you have such a good job and such a nice life? You really owe a lot to me, and it's only natural that you pay me back one way or another. Would you be so intelligent if I wasn't such a good mother? I'm really not sure.
So you gave birth to me and raised me as a child, and now you want all this money from me? Is that why I was born? You don't even respect my choice of wife. You've been really unpleasant to her, and you haven't treated her well. How can I get married in this kind of situation? You are really ruining it. It's not you that's getting married, it's me, so I don't know why you have concern over the matter. I don't think she wants to even get married to me anymore. I think you've scared her off.
Oh, what are you talking about? It's not that bad. Why can't you manage a bit of stress from your mother? I don't think she would cancel the whole thing now.
You've been so unpleasant to her that I think she's having second thoughts. Last time we all met together, I could see on her face that she was really unhappy about the whole thing. Why did you have to be like that in front of her parents? It's really not a nice way to treat someone.
I was just saying what needed to be said. I didn't do anything wrong. I expect to be treated well if she's going to marry into her family.
But why do you need all those presents that you want? Buy them yourself. Why should I be paying for your luxury lifestyle? Then you started talking about buying a watch and all of that stuff. It's really too much. You don't deserve all of that stuff.
I think I deserve a nice watch, don't you agree? I've always wanted one, and I think it would be a really nice present for me. I'd also like a nice case to go with it. I think that's only fair.
But these watches are really expensive. It's too much for us to buy for you. You should buy it yourself if you really want one.
You can afford it. You've got plenty of money, and so does your future wife. Don't be so cruel.
We don't have enough money to buy you lots of presents. Why can't you understand this? Why does my own mom have to cause so many problems? Why are you doing this?
Mom, can you please think about other people's perspectives, please?
If this wedding falls through, then I don't think I'll ever be talking to you again. It'll be the end of us. I can't have you ruining my life like this. I think you need to apologize to my wife to be as soon as possible and try to make up for all the trouble that you've caused. Her parents were really unhappy too. Maybe you could say sorry to them too?
Why should I say sorry? I haven't done anything wrong. I've been perfectly reasonable from day one, and you should realize this. I am not saying sorry, and that's the end of it. Don't ask me again.
You have made so many mistakes, it's difficult to keep track of. Say sorry at once.
No, I am not doing it. I am not going to be ordered around by you, so please, get used to it.
Mom!
It seems it's too hard for Mom to see what she's done wrong and say sorry. It's just part of her personality, and I don't think we're going to change that. I wish we could, but I don't think it's possible. Maybe we can come to some kind of compromise here. Maybe I could buy some things for her. Would that make the situation better? In return, Mom can stop asking you for so many things. I can do it instead. You can buy me some things if you want, but I still think your brother needs to be nicer to me. He's got a bright future ahead of him, so there's really no excuse. I think in the future, when he earns more money, he should buy me something even nicer, like a car or something. If you don't meet my demands, then I won't be giving my approval to this marriage. I can't accept it if you're going to treat me so badly.
If you're gonna try and get in the way of our marriage, then we'll just have to do it without you. I like my girl so much, and I'm not letting you get in the way of our life. I don't care if she doesn't come from a rich family and they can't afford to buy you gifts. I'm happy with her, and that's all that matters. I've tried so much with you, but you're really leaving me with no choice. You're just refusing to see the world from anyone else's point of view, and I've tried so hard to change your mind. If you're not gonna change your ways, then I'll have no choice but to abandon you and go off with my wife. She's more important than you, and nothing is gonna change that. If that happens, then you'll get nothing in the future. No presents and no family. It'll just be you all on your own.
How could my own son betray me like this? How could you abandon me in favor of that girl? Why do you do this? Don't you love me or care about me at all? What did I do to deserve this? I looked after you from a young age, and now you're going to cast me to one side? I wish that the two of you would stop this and come to some kind of a compromise. It doesn't have to be like this. How are you? Are you okay? I'm okay, thanks. Nice to hear from you. I just wanted to tell you that I'm really sorry for what happened recently. I know it might be a bit too much for you, so I want to say sorry again. We've had a big argument with my mom about it. We were really not happy either. We tried over and over again to get her to see what she'd done wrong, but in the end, it was no use. We've decided that the best thing is for us to just cut contact with her and go our own way. We can't have her ruining our lives like that. There needs to be boundaries, and she shouldn't cross them. It hurt you, and it hurts us too, and we want you to know that we're on your side. I want to tell you how sorry I am, and I'm hoping that it might make you feel better. I hope we can move forward from this day onwards. Your brother has also been contacting me to tell me that he's sorry about the whole thing. It's nice to know that you care about me. I think I'm okay about it, but my mother and father are a bit upset. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope it's not too bad for them. Your brother came over yesterday and said sorry to us all. It was a nice gesture for him to make. He kept telling me over and over that he was really sorry and he didn't want his mother to come between us. I think he has a good point. Why should we let her get in the way? It seems like a good way to think about this. Please don't break up with my brother over this. Don't let my mom get in the way of your happiness. You only live once, and you should do what is right for you. Don't let anyone change that. My mom is set in her ways, and there is not a lot we can do about that. I hope you can accept our apology and put this whole sorry affair behind us. I don't know what I want to do now. It's really hard for me. I want to move on, but I don't know if I can. I hope you can understand. We've been through a lot recently, and I don't know what I want to do moving forward. You'll have to give me some time. I hope you can accept this. A storm came to my house, and everyone was arguing. My mom, myself, and my brother were all shouting and screaming. It was quite a scene. My brother wanted my mom to say sorry, but she wouldn't. It seems like the situation is only going to get worse. It seems that my brother is not going to get married anymore, and it's all my mom's fault. I can really understand his anger and frustration. I know I would feel the same if I was in his shoes. If only my mother could have changed her mind and said sorry. This whole terrible situation could have been avoided. Hey, Mitch, do you have a second?
Yeah, what's up?
There's a chance I might not be able to make it home tonight. It's not decided or anything, but I figured it was better if I let you know in advance. You know, just in case.
Did something happen? I thought you said you might come home early today with the blizzard heading toward our city. Or did you change your shift? I do remember you saying something about how the guys working the late night shift will stay in the office overnight regardless of the weather.
No, my shift is still the usual 9 to 5. It's just that we had a little trouble.
Really? Is everything all right?
I don't know, but we'll have to deal with it either way. One of our important clients had a little issue with their computer system. If we don't fix it now, it could potentially affect millions of people, and we really don't want that. That's why my coworkers and I are trying to resolve the issue right now, but so far, so good. At this rate, we might not be able to make it home before the snowstorm hits us.
I see. That must be one of the harder things about being a programmer. Come to think of it, this wasn't the first time something like this happened, was it? Something similar happened a few months ago.
Right. It was during hurricane season. Sucks to be me, but I guess I can't help it. It's what gets me food on the dinner table. Anyway, this time we should be able to sort things out from our office building. We won't have to visit our clients like last time, so it shouldn't take too much time. That being said, it's still unclear when we'll be able to resolve the issue. It might be in 5 minutes, it might be in 5 hours, so the long and the short of it is that I might be home early today, just like I told you in the morning, but I might also spend the night over at my office. We really don't know. Don't worry about dinner. I'll fix myself a sandwich if I make it back home in time. Feel free to order some early pizza if you want. So yeah, will that be all right?
Of course. Good luck fixing the problem.
Thanks. Oh, and one last thing. Could you do the laundry for me?
The laundry tonight in this weather? Are you sure that's a good idea? Our dryer's still broken, you know? We'll need to sun-dry it.
I know. Don't worry. I'm not asking you to hang the clothes out in the yard. We don't want our clothes covered in snow. I'll dry it once the storm passes and once I get home. I just figured you might as well do it now since it's just a press of a button.
Meh, I guess so.
And while you're at it, could you wash my apron as well? You'll find it hanging near the fridge.
Since when did you have an apron? I don't remember seeing you wearing one before. I mean, I already know you like to tie your hair into a bun when you cook, but with an apron, you're gonna look like some kind of lunch lady.
I don't mind that. Better than getting things messy. The apron's brand new. It only arrived yesterday, so it has that weird smell that new products tend to have. I'll appreciate it if you could toss it into the laundry. If you do, I promise I'll bake you some nice cupcakes over the weekend. Please?
Sounds good, I guess.
Thanks. You're still working from home today, right?
Yep, I was actually just working right now.
You were? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you would be on your lunch break by now. Don't worry about me. You should focus on your work.
It's fine. Once I'm done with what I'm doing now, I won't have any more tasks for the day.
Really? Well, that makes me feel slightly better for bugging you before your break. Well, I guess I should leave you to it then. I should get back to work too. See you later.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Mitch, are you not home? Are you out for a pizza or something? Please tell me you haven't gone out of the house in this weather. This is an emergency. Have you not checked our yard? Oh, I can't believe it. You're always on your phone. Why not now? Mitch, Mrs. Jerome called to tell me she found someone lying in the snow in our yard. Apparently she was hoping to get some help from us because, well, she was in our yard, but no one answered the door, so she dealt with everything herself. She called the ambulance and everything already, so you don't have to worry about that. Just thought I'd let you know. Honestly, where are you? And what are you doing? You better not tell me you've been sleeping all this time. Anyway, could you either text me back or call me once you read this message? I'll be waiting. Mitch? Did you get my message? Judging from how you haven't gotten back to me yet, I'm guessing you're still not home either. I hope you're not in an accident or anything. That would be unfortunate. Alright, I'm going to spam you with my messages on the off chance that you just lost your phone or something. Come on, Mitch! Lost your phone? Hey! Okay, maybe this is pointless. Anyway, I want to talk to you about the lady Mrs. Jerome found in our yard. Call me back as soon as you see this, alright? It looks like you're in really hot water right now. The sooner you deal with it, the better.
Amy, what's up with your cryptic message? I'm in hot water? Seriously? That's the best you can do? What is up with you? If you want to grab a dude's attention, you should make them feel better. Don't try and guilt trip me. We both know you had it coming. And don't even try to get Mrs. Jerome involved. She's a sweet old lady and she doesn't have to get caught up in this. You just have to stoop lower than you already have, don't you? Quit humiliating yourself. It won't earn you any pity. Forget it. Which hospital are you at? It's not like I'll actually bother to go visit you, but you might as well tell me if you want my attention so badly.
Excuse me? For your information, I'm still at my office. I figured now wasn't the best time to go home yet, considering the weather and, well, you know.
Huh? But I thought you said Mrs. Jerome found you lying in the snow.
I can tell you haven't really read my text. Probably skimmed over it, huh? I'm sorry if you were annoyed by me, but at the very least, you don't have to be so rude about it. You're making an even worse impression.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just busy and stuff.
Right, sure. Just go back and start reading it again. Be thorough this time. Don't gloss over anything, especially the ones I sent you last night.
Hold on a second, what the hell? You can't be serious. There was an unknown lady lying in our yard? Mrs. Jerome had to call an ambulance for her? What the hell is going on?
Funny you're asking. I was going to ask you the same questions myself.
What are you talking about?
You spilled the beans yourself. I am not an idiot, you know. I read what you sent me. There's no point in pretending there was no malicious intent on your part.
So, this is actually just a really huge misunderstanding. I just thought you were making things up. I thought you were blaming me for not letting you into the house or something, and, you know, trying to play the victim by gaining Mrs. Jerome's sympathy.
Don't even try to play dumb with me, Mitch. We both know full well that won't be enough to explain what you sent me. You can try and delete your messages all you want, but I already took a record of it. Anyway, we figured out who the person lying in the snow was. Her name's Kristen. It's a pretty name.
Kristen?
I don't have any personal relationships with anyone by that name. What about you, Mitch? Anything you want to tell me about your precious friend? She's a brunette, just like me.
No, you've got it all wrong. I mistook her for you. It's not like I was cheating or anything.
So, you thought she was me, and that's why she's in the hospital now? Interesting.
No, I mean...
Forget it. It's not like I'm surprised.
Huh?
How long do you think it's been since I got the call from Mrs. Jerome? It's been more than 15 hours. Of course I did my homework.
Homework? Huh? Oh, come on now, Amy. If you want to tell me something, you better just be blunt about it. What are you accusing me of? Go on, tell me.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just implying that I know you were cheating on me.
Right, just give me time, I promise. I can explain.
Let me put emphasis on the word no. Don't even try to make up some story about how it's all a misunderstanding. It's pointless. I know you were cheating on me, and I know you had not only one, but 2 girlfriends. You're disgusting.
Oh, why would you be so sure?
Fine. I guess I might as well explain. It'll probably help you see the big picture and understand where you're currently standing. Things probably started rolling last night after I texted you to tell you that I'll probably be home late. You apparently contacted both Kristen and your other girlfriend and offered to hang out with them. Kristen refused the offer, saying she had other things to do. That's why you decided to invite the other girl, let's say girl number 3, over to your house. I already have so many questions, but I digress. Moving on. You probably went over to girl number 3's place to pick her up. With all the snow, it'll be cruel to make her come all the way over to your place when you're the one who called. That's why, for a little while, no one was home at our place. And you, being you, forgot to lock the door.
Wait, what?
That was when Kristen arrived. Maybe she wanted to surprise you. Whatever the case, she let herself inside, and when no one responded when she called out for you, she figured you were still working. So she decided to wait until you were finished, and by pure interest decided to make some dinner. So she took the apron that I left near the fridge and tied her hair up into a bun, just like I do when I cook food.
Hold on. Oh, please tell me I have the wrong idea.
She was just getting prepared when you came back home with girl number 3. You must have been drunk. Otherwise, it won't make sense for you to mistake Kristen for me, even if we did resemble each other when we cook. Anyway, you saw a brunette wearing an apron with her hair in a bun cooking in the kitchen. You weren't sober enough to realize that it was Kristen. Mistaking her for me, you panicked and kicked her out of the house without even bothering to check her face. Smart move, doofus. You should really try stay sober if you're going to do something malicious. Oh, and drunk driving is illegal, just so you know.
That was Kristen? That's why the story didn't make any sense.
You and girl number 3 knew that you won't be able to have fun with your wife around the house, so the 2 of you ran off to some other place with your car. And unfortunately, this time you actually didn't forget to lock up. I don't know where you 2 went after that, but I'm guessing the 2 of you have been together this entire time, right?
Let's discuss more important matters. What happened to Kristen after that? Why would she be lying in the snow? The story didn't add up.
She was lying in the snow because she couldn't move. You must have been pretty violent when you kicked her out of the house. She tripped over the stairs near the entrance and fell. It broke her right leg.
Huh?
And then you just had to go and tell her to beat it. You just had to tell her to suck it all up and go bury herself in the snow. Poor Kristen. Even if she was one of your girlfriends, I still feel really bad for her. And it scares me to think that you said all those things thinking it was me. Her phone was still in her purse, and she left that inside the house. She couldn't move, so it wasn't like she could call for help either. Plus, the weather was getting pretty bad, so people didn't hear her when she tried to call out for anyone around the area. It's no surprise. You know how quiet it is when it snows? It's because snow absorbs sound. Nature can be pretty cruel sometimes. And to top it all off, no one in their right mind would leave their homes in such terrible weather. Kristen was pretty much left to die. It was pure dumb luck that Mrs. Jerome found Kristen. She was just taking a peek out the window when she noticed Kristen laying in the snow. Thankfully, she became the saving grace that Kristen needed. You know the rest of the story. Mrs. Jerome called the ambulance, knocked on our door, called me when no one answered, and the rest is history.
So, Kristen, how's she doing?
She's getting better, but hypothermia is nothing to laugh at, and she still can't walk on her own. She'll be staying at the hospital for a few more days, just in case.
Which hospital?
Why would you want to know? I don't see the point in telling you.
But what do you mean?
To be honest, I don't want to be too sympathetic to Kristen. I'm sure if she was in girl number 3's position and I was in Kristen's last night, she wouldn't have batted an eye. That being said, I can tell that she's traumatized and pretty much done with you at this point. I'm not going to be a pain by causing her any more misery. I'm going to stay optimistic and say that she learned her lesson. So for now, I'm prioritizing keeping her safe from you over getting my revenge on her.
Keeping her safe from me? Come on, I'm not gonna hurt her.
You literally broke her leg.
Well, I can always apologize, right? There aren't any mistakes that can't be undone.
I don't know, I think there's a limit. Besides, it would be best if you focused more on yourself. Has it ever occurred to you that the police might be getting involved?
The cops? You can't be serious. What is this, some kind of detective show?
They came over to my office today to ask me some questions. But since I spent the night at the office, they figured I wasn't involved in any of this and let me go. I don't know about you, though. Something tells me you're pretty heavily involved.
Oh, no. What's gonna happen to me? They aren't gonna arrest me, are they?
Who knows? Why didn't you head over to your closest police station and ask them?
Why do you sound so disinterested? I'm your frickin' husband. This should be as important to you as it is to me. How can you be so heartless?
I'm the one who's heartless? You're the one who cheated on me with 2 other girls. You're the one who sent Kristen to the hospital. I think it's clear which one of us really doesn't have any sense of compassion.
I mean, people make mistakes, but you don't have to be so harsh.
It's over, Mitch. I'm already looking for a lawyer. We're getting a divorce.
A divorce? Don't you think that's going a bit too far? What are you gonna need a lawyer for?
Let me repeat myself. You're the one who cheated on me with 2 other girls. And you're the one who sent one of your girlfriends to the hospital thinking it was me. You were willing to leave me in the snow to die. I can think of a million ways to sue you. Maybe Kristen and I could team up against you.
Come on, Amy, you have to forgive me just this once. You know you'll always be my #1 girl.
Excuse me?
Why do you think I married you? It's because you're the best girl out of the bunch. Sure, I may have cheated on you, but it's only because I was feeling alone. I promise it won't happen again. I love you, Amy. That's why I chose you as my wife.
Interesting use of words there. It almost sounds like you were always cheating on me since the very beginning. Now that I think about it, you did have a lot of close friends back when we started dating. Like that one time when you went on an overnight trip with one of your friends from high school. She was pretty cute. I wonder if it really was just a friend.
Oh, you're just imagining things. You're reading too much into this.
I understand. I was just being too naive and forgiving. You know what? Let's just end this conversation. I'm only going to get even more upset with both you and myself. Just give me a few more hours and I'll find myself a nice lawyer. They can deal with you.
Do you really need a lawyer?
Yes. And don't try to convince me otherwise. If you can't tell, I am super angry right now. Bye, Mitch. I hope I never speak to you ever again. Thankfully, Mitch seemed to get the message. After my last text, he didn't bother to send me any more poor excuses. Later that day, one of my coworkers offered to introduce me to a competent lawyer. With their help, I managed to prepare all the necessary documents and successfully sue my former husband. The entire divorce went very smoothly. In a matter of a few days, I was once again happily single, ready to enjoy some time for myself. Since the house belonged to Mitch, I decided to move out. Eventually, I found a new place with a beautiful kitchen. It was time I finally got back into my hobby of cooking and baking. Meanwhile, it seemed as though things weren't going as smoothly for Mitch and the others. After Kristen left the hospital, she and girl number 3 got into a big argument. They both thought that they were Mitch's first go-to girl, but once they realized that they were both being played by Mitch, the tables were turned. The two of them banded up against Mitch, and all hell broke loose from there. Kristen tried to get Mitch sued for injuring her, while Mitch tried to sue Kristen for trespassing. It was all very messy, and I'm just grateful that I didn't have to get involved in any of it. Funnily enough, both Mitch and Kristen texted me to introduce them to my lawyer on the exact same day. Maybe they really were meant to be together. Either way, I decided to ignore them both. I really didn't want anything to do with it, especially now that I was out.
Well, have you thought about it? Think you'll be able to decide in time? Or are you still stuck deciding between those places?
Yeah. I'm not sure I can really commit to one or the other right now. Give me another day to figure out which one I want to go with.
Martha, I know you're not one to rush these things, but we have to decide soon. Remember, if you wait too long, someone might come in and snatch it up. It's not like we have an indefinite hold on either of them.
No, you're right. We don't want that happening. Karen said something similar about today's place. Apparently, it's pretty rare for a listing to go onto the market in that area. I guess if we want it, we'll have to hurry.
Still, it was nice of her to snag us a temporary hold for that one. I was anxious because she was recommended to us by a friend, but it looks like she's actually pretty solid. If it's with her, then I'm confident that you two can get it done.
Yeah, that was a concern I had too at first. But I trust she'll land us a place before next month. But better yet, what am I going to do? I've never been stumped so bad between two decisions like this before. It was already hard enough to narrow it down to 2.
Oh, so you have eliminated a couple? Hey, that's good progress, Martha. Good job. Which ones are you left with then?
Okay, so for the final choice, we are down to the first one we looked at and the third one. I thought they both had good layouts and a nice amount of direct sunlight. I think you agreed with me on that.
Yep, I'm with you on those points. So what has you stuck?
Right, well, it's down to 2 negative points. 1 for each. One has an odd bathroom layout with the toilet placed pretty inconveniently. For the other, it's just a matter of size. The master bathroom isn't particularly big, which could be annoying when we have children.
Yeah, I remember you pointing those out on the initial walkthroughs. That master bath in particular could be a little cramped in the mornings.
Exactly. It also might get pretty tiresome having to fight for space to get ready every morning. This is definitely something we'll have to think about for after the marriage. We'll be living together, so it'll be different. Anyhow, that's the 2 choices. The red bathroom or the small one. Everything else between the 2 locations is more or less comparable.
I think you can handle that decision, Martha, so I'll leave the choice in your hands. You're a better judge of this than I am. If it was left up to me, I'm not even sure I would have noticed those 2 problems. So you have my okay to go ahead with either of them.
I really wish you'd have more input than that, Terry. Anything to help me in one direction or the other.
It's not that I don't have anything else to say. I just trust you'll make the right choice, Martha. And like I said, at the end of the day, I really am happy with either.
Fine then, but you're not being much help.
Man, just thinking about it has me excited. Just think about after the wedding. Once we have everything ironed out and you'll take my name and it'll be your happily ever after. It's really starting to feel like it's not long now.
You can't jump ahead to after the wedding, Terry. There's still so much to do. It's also anxiety-inducing.
You worry too much. I'm sure everything will work itself out. You should be excited instead, like I am.
Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. I had something else to talk to you about. Mom got back to me and said that the Saturday next month that we had talked about works for her.
The Saturday next month? What was that about again? Oh, we were going to do introductions then, right?
Write it down if you have to, Terry. You shouldn't have to have me remind you. This is really important to me.
Whoa, hold on. I definitely didn't forget. I just heard Saturday next month, and I was like, I got a lot going on next month. And it just slipped my mind in the moment. Okay, so we're meeting your mom then. And for your dad, we'll arrange something later.
Huh? Arrange something with him?
Did I say something wrong? Oh, what I meant to ask was, is everything all right with your dad?
Ah, okay. Don't scare me like that. It's always just been me and my mom. He's not really going to be a part of any of this.
Right, of course. Have you told me that before?
Yep. We spoke about it previously. Again, I'm not fully clued into all the circumstances surrounding the what and why of it, but apparently, he was the deadbeat dad.
Right, I remember you saying that. We talked about our families about half a year in. That must have been when you told me.
There's no must have been. That was what happened. You should really try to remember these things. And it wasn't just that time either. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it a couple of times.
Oh, is that so? Sorry, it must have been my bad memory acting up again. I feel terrible about it, I honestly do.
I forgive you. I don't really mind it too much. It, doesn't really seem like you've said anything about the meetup to your parents, have you?
No, that's right. I need to do that. But I'll make sure to do that by the end of the month.
Sounds good. Please do that for me. Honestly, if you could get it done before then, that would be ideal. Since we're getting married, I've been thinking, there's going to be a lot of people judging us.
What? Nah, you're overthinking it. Times have changed. People are more tolerant of different family structures. Honestly, it feels like pretty much anything goes nowadays.
I don't know about anything. I doubt people have gotten that accepting.
Sure. I'm exaggerating a bit, but I think the spirit of what I said is true. Things are different now. I'm sure it's been tough on you, Martha.
Yeah, it has been.
Hold on, let's stop this. This conversation is too depressing. We should be focused on all the good things we have coming.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have even brought it up. I don't know what I think about these things.
It's fine, we all have our demons. But for now, I think you should just focus on getting that house picked out, Martha.
Got it. That'll be my goal.
Don't overwork yourself, though. It's already pretty late. In fact, I'm just going to head off to bed. Good night, Martha.
Thanks. Night.
Sorry to bother you at work, but I have to talk to you about something. I wanted to ask if we could postpone that meetup with your mom and everyone.
I suppose we could, but why? Did something come up?
Yeah. A bit of an incident occurred within the family. That's about all I can say about it now, but it's pretty serious. If I get the chance, I'll introduce you later, but this person is in a pretty bad state.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. If that's the case, postponing is definitely the right thing to do.
I'm really sorry about this. I asked if there was any chance that I could go through with our meeting today. But because of the situation, there's a chance that things take a turn for the worse, and I would have to leave immediately. It's someone I'm pretty close to. I feel terrible having to do this.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't you worry about inconveniencing us. You do what you have to do. I'll tell Mom that something came up and we can't do it.
Thanks, I owe you one.
Are you okay, Terry? I hope you're not trying to do too much. If you feel tired, make sure you rest yourself.
Me? I'll be fine. Mom and Dad are a different story, though. They're taking it pretty hard.
I'm sure they are.
Sorry, again. I'll text you back when things settle down a bit. Later.
Got it. Take it easy, Terry.
Evening. You done with work? Got a second to talk now?
Yeah, I'm done for the day. How about you, Terry? Are you not busy?
Me? No, I'm fine. In fact, I've got more time on my hands than I know what to do with.
Yeah, I know that's not the case. Are you sure you're not overdoing it? I know it can be pretty hard when a family member is sick like that.
What's this? Have you been thinking about me? Well, I'm happy to hear that. But I'm surprised you're done with work already. Isn't it fairly early for you? Usually you're complaining about how it's gonna take till 11 before you're done.
I am?
Oh, also, that thing we talked about the other day looks like it's going to happen. So I wanted to state it here for the record. I'm going to marry you.
What's this all of a sudden? Don't tell me. Are things actually a lot worse than you're letting on? You're not feeling desperate about it all, are you? I mean, the marriage is set in stone as is.
Hold on a minute. Desperate? I know you're not talking about me. When would that have been? I don't know where you heard that from, but it wasn't from me. I mean, I was the one who had the meetup with the parents canceled. And I'm the one looking to have the marriage called off. If anyone's going to be feeling desperate about the situation, it's not me.
The marriage called off? But what happened to you saying you were going to get married just a minute ago?
I am going to get married. Just to you, not her. She's from a single-parent household, so I'm ditching her. That's just too much of a red flag for me. What's with you? Getting cold feet? I should be the one asking if you're okay. I proposed, didn't I? It was just last week.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You seem kinda out of it today. What? You don't like how I went about it? Look, I thought it was a bit much myself. I'm not exactly thrilled that it has to end like this. But if I didn't tell her something extreme, she wouldn't have postponed the meetup. That way she's considerate of my situation, and she'll make sure to work around it. I can assure you that that lie was the easiest way to go about it.
The thing about the ill relative? That lie?
Right, that's the one. It's a classic excuse to get out of things. Obviously it's a lie, and everyone is alive and doing well.
Well, that's good.
Sorry to make you wait until I tied up any loose ends with her. Soon you'll be the sole focus of my attention. And next month I'll move forward with having the marriage with her called off. Then we can start dating for real.
Totally. Looking forward to it. Okay then. Good night.
Yeah, you too. Good night. Martha, please pick up. What do you mean we're not getting married?
Huh? Are you really that surprised?
What? Of course I am. Anyone would be. I thought you were going to wait for me, Martha.
Wait. For what?
What's up with you? Now you're the one who can't remember. I told you about the situation with my relative. They are still in such a bad state right now, and things are hectic just dealing with that. I can hardly balance an engagement on top of all that. That was the agreement, wasn't it? Once everything settles down on my end, we can get to doing the meet and greets and then on with planning the wedding. That's all pretty reasonable, I thought. But I guess I was wrong. So explain it to me, please. What's up with wanting to call everything off?
Yeah, it was a reasonable request. It certainly would have been if not for the... you know.
For the what? I'm really not sure what it is that you're referring to.
Why don't you try scrolling up a bit? I imagine the reason won't be too hard to find.
Huh? Like, go up and reread the message history?
Yeah, do that and take a good look at what you texted me last night.
Oh, rats! Martha, this isn't what it looks like.
Yeah, so there's your reason. I hope you understand now. Anyhow, I went and said goodbye to your parents. And now to you, Terry. Goodbye forever.
Wait, not so fast, Martha. You're jumping to conclusions here. This is a misunderstanding. You've got it all wrong. Those texts were definitely a mistake on my part. I can totally see how you would get the wrong idea. But I'll tell you, I'm not cheating. That I would never do.
Then I presume you won't have any trouble explaining yourself? Making up a story about a relative being in ill health, all to avoid meeting my mother. You lying scumbag! And all for what? Why exactly are we pushing back things that need to get done before the wedding?
Well, You see, I didn't want to tell you this if I didn't have to, but in actuality, this person is kind of like a stalker. She just won't give up on me.
Oh? This is the first I'm hearing of any of this.
How could I tell you? I didn't want you to worry about it. I know you already have a lot on your plate. However, I have been working with HR at my office for about a year now trying to get it resolved. But the truth is, once she heard that I got engaged to you, she really started making a fuss. She said that her behavior was all my fault. That I tempted and deceived her.
Did she now?
Believe me. Anyhow, that's why I discussed the situation with the HR department. And just recently, we were getting around to settling on some course of action. She even said that she would crash our wedding and made threats to hurt you. So I guess it had to be done.
I wonder if any of that really happened with the company. I mean, who waits a whole year to get around to settling a conflict between employees?
What? Well, I don't know what the case may be for other companies.
Normally, once an incident has crossed a certain point, the company steps in then and there to resolve it. So, if they were going to handle it, why would you need to message her directly about it? You're the victim in all of this, aren't you? Just trying to solve the problem with her? If that's the case, then you should be able to just ignore her and go on with your business, no? And have the company resolve the rest.
Well, I guess that could be one way it could get resolved. But the problem is bigger than that. Because she's actually the daughter of a powerful government bureaucrat.
Oh, is she now?
I know it may sound somewhat unlikely, but please, I swear that this is all true. I would never cheat. And I have never cheated.
Okay, fine. I'll believe you.
Martha, thank you.
As if? How could you even expect me to say that?
What? Are you saying I'm lying about all of this?
To tell you the truth, even after you sent me those messages last night, I didn't know what to think. Any answer was hard to accept. Sorry, but give me some space. I need to think about this.
No, wait.
Look, I'll set aside the separation for the time being. But it's just... I can't trust you. I need some time to think.
Okay, sure.
Oh, and before we have the discussion about our marriage, shouldn't you first apologize to your parents? No doubt you've come up with some different reason as to why everything was postponed.
Well, yeah, I did tell them something as well.
Actually, it's just struck me now, but even if last night's exchange was all a lie to get some stalker off your back, why would we need to actually cancel the meetup? It just really doesn't make sense that dealing with this girl has to push everything back like this.
Actually, there's a reason for that as well.
Save it. I don't want to hear any more explanations from you. I need time by myself to think. Give me that at least.
Okay, you do that. You take as much time as you need. But I hope that after you do, you believe me. My feelings still haven't changed, Martha. I still want to marry you. So don't get any crazy ideas, okay? Don't go doing anything you'll regret over a couple of texts. Sorry, I know you're at work, Martha, but do you have any time to talk?
Not really. I still have plenty of work left to wrap up before the day is over. If you could be really quick with it, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, of course. I just have one thing to ask. What time do you think you'll be getting off today?
It looks like it'll be around 7. But I'm busy. I already have plans for after work. So whatever you have planned, today won't work for me.
Oh, you already have plans? Okay, I see.
Well, what is it? Do you need something from me? Clearly you have something to say, so go ahead.
Well, I was wondering if now wouldn't be a good time. Things over here have been tidied up. I'm ready to resume serious talks about us getting married.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that. Not today. Today definitely won't work.
Of course, I get it. You're busy. But any day is fine with me. Though I'd prefer if we could get to it sooner rather than later. I know what I did back then made you hesitant about going through with the marriage, and I can tell you that I won't do something like that again. And I've explained everything to my parents.
Now that you mention it, I guess it was about exactly a year ago, wasn't it? I guess time really does fly. It really doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Yes, it does. I think we've waited long enough. I've done a lot of introspection. I've reconsidered everything this past year. I'm sorry. If I had just been upfront with you from the start, it wouldn't have come to this.
Yeah, I agree. The blame is entirely on you.
I know it is. And I'm really sorry about what I did. So, when you have some time, could you spend a bit of it talking things out with me? I have a lot of things that I want to say to you.
Wait a sec. I'm checking my schedule. 1 second. I'll get right back to you.
Thanks. I'm just glad that you're even giving me the chance. I know it's a pain to make time to fit me in.
You know what? Someone needs to go and talk with your parents about all of this. You want to talk about marriage, right? I'm sure they have been concerned about it too.
Huh? Going there now?
What? Is there something wrong with that? They've had to wait a whole year. It's about time they know what's up. They're anxious too, I'm sure. Especially because they have been so kept in the dark about what's going on.
Thanks, and sorry.
Okay, I'll get back to you later.
I'll be waiting. Hey! What is all this about a lawyer? Why are my parents talking with a lawyer right now? Martha, why haven't you shown up? Didn't you say you were coming?
When did I say that I would be the one going? I'm not sure I said that.
What? You said that someone should talk to them. And by someone, you meant yourself, right?
No, I never said anything about that someone being me, did I? Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, maybe that's true, but you sure as hell implied that was what was going to happen. And what about the marriage talks? What's a lawyer got to do with that?
Marriage? Don't say such crazy things. You've got Karen, don't you? You'll be marrying her, right? At least that's what you mistakenly told me. And after all those promises you made me, I really can't believe you were doing all this behind my back.
So it was you? You called the lawyer? You really had them come specifically on a weekend? Jesus, that's a frickin' pain. This is between us. You knew that doing this would just drag my parents into our mess.
I wasn't joking earlier, Terry. I know that she was who you were with a year ago. And that those mistaken texts were not you making up an excuse to have some stalker leave you alone. Do you get it now? Why I sent a lawyer?
No, you're wrong. That really was my attempt at getting that stalker off my back. This is all just a big misunderstanding because I texted the wrong person.
Then I have to choose between believing your lies and the evidence gathered by a professional. That's what it has come down to, Terry. So which do you think I'll be going with? Or better yet, which evidence do you think is more compelling?
Evidence? What could you possibly have on an innocent man? You've already seen the texts. That's all there is. And what does some PI know, anyhow? He probably is just faking everything. Those guys are known to do that, you know. In the first place, normally you'd think that someone would trust the person with who they are engaged without question.
Without question? No way. What is this, the cult of Terry? And if you hadn't done anything, I would have believed you. You have my trust originally. Honestly, I didn't even realize it a year ago. But I was suspicious. It seemed like you were cheating at the time, but I didn't have any direct evidence.
That's because there isn't any. And there isn't any because I didn't cheat.
But it was really unexpected that the other party was the realtor who was helping us find a place. Talk about hiding in broad daylight.
Nope. Just all a misunderstanding.
I wanted something concrete for the past year. That's what it would have taken to prove your innocence. A strong alibi of sorts. Then I could trust you again. But what turned up was pretty surprising. And I hate to say it, but it's not a good look for you. It seems you two have become quite close in the past year.
Wait, what proof? Who did you hire to dig up dirt on me? Are you sure that you can trust whoever it is? I need to research these guys before I can believe what you're saying. They could be fraudsters for all I know.
It's always someone else's fault with you. And these excuses are getting ridiculous. And how do I even benefit from going with some shady investigator instead of an upstanding one? Aren't you going to try begging me to believe you? Isn't that what worked for you last time? You know what they say? Fool me once, won't get fooled again. Your parents were devastated when I showed them the proof. It made them cry, Terry. They were falling over themselves apologizing for your behavior. You put your parents in that position.
You what? You showed them?
I did! Of course I did, Terry! I had actually given them a bit of a heads up before I had all the evidence in place. They had a right to know why things were taking so long.
How long has this been in the works?
Well, it has been a whole year, Terry. I've had plenty of time to prepare my case. Anyhow, just recently we met up and I showed them the evidence and we talked the situation over. You won't believe what they told me. That the postponement was my fault and you had chosen to wait for me.
Well, that was, I just blurted that out in the moment.
Apparently, they were under the impression that I had postponed the marriage because I was cheating. But that's not quite right, is it? I'm pretty sure that it wasn't me who was cheating. So why do they think that I was the one cheating on you? It's a real mystery. What on earth could explain it, I wonder?
Sorry. It was just a little white lie. I thought it would be fine. I figured it wouldn't matter after we got back together.
It's pathetic how much you lie to protect yourself. It just comes so naturally to you, doesn't it, Terry? Has everything with you been a lie? I just didn't think you were this kind of person. But it makes sense. If you lie enough, you can pretend to be anybody, I guess.
That's not me, Martha. This is a one-time thing that I really regret. I'm begging you. Forgive me. This is the truth. Karen was not and is not anything special to me. She's just a friend that got a bit too close, but I don't have to see her anymore. Martha, you are the only one for me. The only one I want to marry. I want us to be a family, Martha. I can support you and the kids and life will be good. Please let me be by your side.
Yeah, no. That ship has sailed, Terry. I don't want any support from a cheater. And I don't think that I can ever trust you again after this. But you know what? I wouldn't give up on Karen so soon. You two are very alike after all. Maybe that was the source of the attraction.
The source of our attraction? I'm not sure what that has to do with Karen, but... Are you saying that you were also hiding something from me, Martha?
What? No. How is that hard to understand? Are you dumb? I'm talking about how you and Karen are similar. Try paying attention while I spell out the situation. Karen, the woman you were cheating on me with, was also engaged.
What? She didn't tell me anything about having a partner. I never would have done anything if I knew that was the case.
Remember how we met Karen through a mutual friend who knew that we were looking for a house? They were the one who gave me all the details regarding Karen. Apparently, Karen was pretty wild in college. I guess she still is. You were just one of her more recent escapades. It gets worse. She said that back home, Karen was infamous for being easy, for getting around. I guess that just becomes common knowledge when you grow up in a small town.
Really? I didn't know that about her. She didn't really ever talk about herself. Things would have been totally different if I knew any of this. Man, I can't believe that was the realtor they introduced us to.
Leave them out of this. Karen's past isn't their fault. It would have been one thing if they did it to try and couple you and Karen together. Assumes her thought process was that no matter how wild she may be, you were engaged at the time, so it would be fine. I guess she gave you two both too much credit. But them having faith in you two behaving yourselves is hardly something you can find fault with. And they did attest to Karen being hardworking, and what's more, good at her job. But they were shocked when I told them what happened. They thought it was a joke at first, but were clearly disappointed to hear what you two got up to despite being engaged.
Man, you told them everything too? That's going to be another awkward conversation.
You should get around to telling them the truth. You could even go do it now if you wanted. It seems they're taking it pretty hard. I guess they feel like it's partly their fault that two couples broke up. I doubt telling them that it was all a little bit of fun would do much to help that.
Look, I didn't want them to feel like this was their fault either.
Oh, there is one person you don't need to talk to about what you did. Because I already told Karen's former partner about what you two were doing as well.
Why did you tell him? Do you even know him?
He deserves to know, and I might as well get my money's worth out of the evidence I had collected. So anyways, I guess she's also single now.
Does that mean... Crap. This might be pretty bad for me.
Bad in the sense of bad financially? You'd be lucky for that to be the worst of it, honestly. Obviously, you'll probably be hearing from him. Or more likely, his lawyer. But I haven't heard any of the specifics about that. That's his business. I didn't bother to ask. As for me, though, I'll be looking for $15K from you and $10K from Karen. All that's left is, I guess, wait for a call from my lawyer.
No way. I can't pay that much.
Oh, and another thing. You should probably expect for Karen to be fired from her job.
Fired? Why? What happened to her being good at her job?
I mean, isn't it kind of messed up? She broke up an engagement by sleeping around with the client's husband. If that's not grounds for firing, I don't know what is. It's hard to imagine that the topic of firing her won't be on the table soon, if not today. Once they finish pouring through all the evidence I had sent their way, that is. There are no two ways about it. It's only a matter of time.
Damn. I'm not sure you had to go that far. I mean, aside from the cheating, did she ever slight you?
Like I said, it's nothing personal. Just getting my money's worth from the evidence. Also, I guess it is a little personal. So I guess you two are in the same spot then. Why don't you be a good boy and go give her a shoulder to cry on? Anyhow, a big thanks for all you've done for me. It was a pleasure knowing you.
Wait, we're not done yet.
I doubt you'll have a room to stay in at your parents' house, so maybe you should go figure out where you'll be sleeping tonight.
Damn. I forgot that they are mad at me too.
Maybe after she's done crying on your shoulder, she can help you find a new place to stay. Oh shoot, I totally forgot. She's going to be fired. Well, that's just too bad then. Guess you're going to have to figure it out all by yourself. See you then. The results of the one-year investigation. Terry was guilty as sin. As expected. After sending the self-incriminating texts and trying to conjure up various excuses, he spent the next year fooling around with Karen. The evidence built and built until I decided to make my move. In the end, both engagements were called off. Karen was fired from her realty job. No shock there. Terry's company was called by Karen's ex, who informed them about his behavior. After that, his life at work got so bad that he eventually quit. Terry was abandoned by his parents. Both parties eventually washed their hands with each other, each blaming the other. Classic Terry, still trying to offload the blame on others. And that leaves me. Knowing how everything ended up, I couldn't be more pleased.
Sweetheart, thank you so much for helping out with the funeral. It must have been really hard for you. I hope you're not too exhausted. Thank you for doing so much. We could all see how much you cared about your mother.
No, it was fine. It wasn't strenuous at all. I told you I'd help. It's the least I could do considering how much Mom did for me. Besides, you did a lot more than me. I hope it wasn't too stressful for you.
It was a little tough on me. I had to work night and day so that we would have enough money for the funeral. but all the overtime was worth it to give your mother a proper send-off. I prayed that every night she would recover, or that the doctors would find some kind of miracle cure. But nothing could, and I don't know if I'll ever recover. In the end, I feel so useless that it didn't work. There was no way to save her. Life is cruel. I feel worse for you. You're still in high school. It's a sensitive time in your youth, a time for growth and development. To have to go through this at such a young age is terrible. I hope you can recover and move on from this.
Don't worry about me, Dad. I may be young, but I can take it. I'm old enough to understand and come to terms with what has happened to us. Life is cruel, I know, but I can make peace with it. There is nothing we can do but feel the pain and then try to move on. This whole affair has hurt me. Seeing Mother so sick and then seeing her die cut deep. But I can't just wallow in pain for the rest of my life. I will have to move on as best I can.
I am so happy to hear that, Melanie. You're very mature for your age. However, I still feel as if I let you down. I only wish I could have done more. But sometimes life gives you a rough time. What can we do? From now, I'll try my best to make you happy. I only hope that your dreams can come true. Now that your mother is gone, we'll have to do our best to live happy and fulfilling lives.
That's right. We need to have a positive attitude about the future. At least we still have each other. We'll have to move on and fight for a better future. Don't let the setbacks of life hold us down. We can do it. Dad, are you there? I want to ask you something. Is it okay if I come and visit you? I'm going to bring a friend with me. I hope you don't mind.
Sure, honey. How long do you want to come for?
We'd like to stay with you for 3 nights. Is that all right?
I thought that you were going to Florida on holiday. I thought you had it all planned out. You seem to be really looking forward to it.
We were originally going to do that, but we thought about it and realized we'd both been there many times already. I'd rather do something different, so I thought we'd come visit you. We can see you, and also there are some restaurants in your area that I haven't been to. It'd be nice to go there and try something new for a change. What do you think?
It seems like a good idea to me. When you're young, you should travel as much as you can. Go out and experience the world. You only live once. You don't want to get old and regret not doing more when you could. You've had some great experiences that will help you in life. If you want to come and see me, then I'm not going to stop you. Like you said, there are some places around here that you've never been to. It can be like sort of a vacation.
Great! I'm looking forward to it then. I heard there was a lot of construction going on in your area at the moment, though. Are the roads pretty busy? I don't want to get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, the roads are packed. But don't you worry. I know the roads around here, really. I'll send you some directions that should let you avoid most of it. I've done a lot of driving myself today. I had to go to a meeting with the president of my company, and I managed to get here without hitting any of it.
Oh, are you still at your meeting?
Oh no, the meeting's finished. I'm in the lobby having a coffee.
You always did enjoy a good coffee. I can't wait to come and see you. I'll buy something for you on the way.
Okay, looking forward to seeing you. It's gonna be nice to meet your friend. I'm sure you'll have a nice time here. Drive safe. Hey there, how are you?
Oh, hey there. I'm okay, how are you?
Sorry I didn't contact you for a while. I've had some things to do. Were you waiting for me?
I wouldn't say I was waiting. I did notice you hadn't contacted me for a while.
Sorry about that. I know it was me who asked for your number after all, so it's only fair that I make the first move. I shouldn't have kept you waiting. I'm here now, though, so we can talk.
I don't usually give my number to random guys, but this time was different.
Why? Because I'm such a good-looking guy? You just couldn't resist me?
Wow, where did this confidence come from? Is that how you like to talk to women? Cocky and confident? Do people often tell you that you're handsome?
Not really. Sometimes people say that, but not often. I guess it's just natural for me to have confidence. It's good to love yourself. Look after yourself at all times and want the best for yourself.
I guess you're right. It's a good attitude to have. A lot of people don't have enough confidence these days. Too much social media, maybe. It makes them doubt themselves. But you're clearly doing all right. Maybe I should be more like you. Maybe we all should.
Thank you. Anyway, last time we spoke, we talked about the hotel you work at. Is it famous?
No, I don't think so. It's just a regular hotel. Originally, I thought about trying to get a job at a luxury place, but the competition was really fierce. I think it's a nice hotel, though. Really well kept.
Oh, really? It looks a bit shoddy from the outside. Does it have everything that customers need? I saw some pictures of the lobby, though. It looks good enough.
Yeah, it's not just about the outside appearance. The inside is important, too. More important, in fact. They're gonna improve the exterior at a later date. The interior is great, don't you worry about it.
It must have cost a lot of money to improve the place. It'll cost them even more to do the outside.
That's true.
You seem to know what you're talking about. Do you remember my name? I'm Johnny.
Yeah, of course I remember you. Actually, I was looking at your social media earlier. I noticed you were using a different name.
Oh, that's just the name I use on social media. I'm a private guy, so I use a different name. Also, you don't know who will see your social media profile. I don't want any stalkers, you know? Do you know my last name?
No, what is it?
It's Hilton, just like the hotel chain. Funny, isn't it?
Hilton? Oh, I see. Where are you from?
I'm from Washington State. My family works in the hotel business. I work for my family.
Hilton Hotels?
No, not there. But we do pretty well for ourselves.
Great, that's nice to hear. If I were as rich as you, I wouldn't bother to work. I just spend my time relaxing. Maybe traveling or doing some charity work. It'd be a wonderful life.
I like the daily grind. I like to push myself to achieve something every day. Are you free? Do you want to meet up with me? It would be a nice chance for you to meet a guy like me.
That is very forward of you. We barely know each other. I think we should get to know each other better before we meet in person. It's not safe for girls these days. You have to be careful when you meet someone. Isn't that fair?
Oh, am I being too forward? I am a bit impatient at times. It's difficult for me to understand life from a woman's perspective. Forgive me, it's just my last girlfriend fell in love with me so quickly. We met and it was love at first sight. She was really crazy for me. I just presumed every girl would be like that.
Oh, well, sadly I'm not your ex-girlfriend. I'm a completely different type of girl. I'm cautious, especially around men. I like to take things slow.
I'm coming to New York soon, so do you think we'd be able to meet then? I'd love to meet you.
I'd need to think about it. I'm not saying no, but I just need some time to think it over.
Okay, well, let me know when you decide. I assure you, you won't regret it. Did you get home safely?
Yeah, I'm fine. I know my way around New York, so I got home safely. I can handle myself.
Yeah, but sometimes people get lost. It can be crowded and dangerous in the big city.
I'm fine. When are you gonna go back home?
I'm not going home.
But what about the hotel business? Don't you need to go back and manage that? I thought you had a lot of work to do.
No, it's fine. There's nothing for me to do. I hired someone to do my daily work for me. I don't need to be involved in the daily management of business if I don't want to. I told my parents about it, but they came around. At first, they were a bit unhappy, but they came around. It's not like they had a lot of choice.
Really? Do you just tell your parents what to do like that? I can't believe it.
They have to accept it. They can't control me. I'm an adult now, and with my work, I call the shots. Anyway, that's not important. How about you today? What are you doing? You want to spend some time with me?
Well, maybe. I'm not sure. You are a fun guy, but I don't know.
What a disappointment. Why don't you come out and meet me? I'm a great guy. I promise we'll have a fun time together. How can you say no?
Okay, why not? I haven't noticed anything wrong with you. I don't really have a reason to say no. Let's give it a shot.
Wow, finally, you have made my day. I could get up and dance right now.
Dance? Is it really that exciting for you?
Sure it is. I like you. I'm always hoping we can spend more time together. Why not let you know my inner feelings?
Well, I guess we could be a bit more open, couldn't we?
Agreed. I am gonna show you a great time. You won't regret it.
I certainly hope not. But sure, I'm looking forward to it.
How are you when it comes to talking to older people? Does it come naturally, or do you find it a bit uncomfortable?
I'm fine with it. Some of the people at work are a lot older than me, but I get along with them just fine.
That's fortunate.
Why do you ask?
I just struggle to communicate with my mother. It seems like we're from different worlds. We just don't understand each other. But she's thinking of coming up to New York this weekend. You could meet her if you want. What do you think?
You're asking me to meet your mother?
Do you not want to?
No, it's fine. It's just we've been talking about getting married. It's been 2 years now. It's probably a good time to finally meet her.
Good, I'm glad it's not a problem. My mother is a lovely woman. You like her. I'm sure she'll like you as soon as she meets you.
Really? You think so?
Just you wait and see.
Hello, did you get home safely?
Yes, I'm home. Thanks for asking. It was so busy in New York. Is it always like that? I don't know how you cope.
Yes, it's always busy. You get used to it after a while.
I couldn't cope. It was awful. It was like a literal hell on earth.
Oh, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy it.
The air quality was terrible, too.
You're right, the air has been bad recently. I'm sorry about that, too. Next time we meet, maybe I should come down and see you.
That might be a good idea. I heard that you're thinking of getting married to my son.
That's right. We've been thinking about it for a long time, actually.
I suppose you're just like him, are you? You know a lot about golf and luxury goods. Do you also work in the hotel business? He loves to play golf at the Hilton Springs. He does it almost every day.
To be honest, I don't actually know that much about golf. I do know a lot about luxury brands, though. I saw you had a bag, a Chanel bag. It looked like a new one.
Chanel, that's right. But do you know the exact item?
No, I'm not sure about the exact bag.
Oh, then you're not much of an expert then, are you? I went to Paris a while ago and bought it. It was a limited edition. There are not many bags like this in the world. I'm one of the lucky few. Maybe it would be too expensive for you.
Maybe you're right. Anyway, it really suits you. It looks good with you.
Of course it suits me. I'm a high-status woman. Of course I look good with high-status bags. So are you really serious about getting married to Johnny? In that case, we need to organize a family meeting.
A family meeting?
Yes, I want to meet your parents. We should all get to know each other. It'd be wonderful for us to get a bit closer. We're all going to be family after all.
That's right. I'll speak to my father about it. I'm sure he'll be glad to meet you.
Great. Don't stress over it either. It'll be fun. Are you free in 2 weeks' time?
2 weeks? Yes, I'm free. I can come down and meet you.
Of course you will. I wasn't expecting you to say no. It's compulsory.
I understand. See you soon. Hey, Dad, what are you doing Saturday 2 weeks from now? There's something important that I want you to come to. Do you have free time or is it going to be too much trouble?
Nothing special. Just my day off. I was planning to have a good rest. I've been working hard recently, so I really wanted some time off to recharge. Why? What is it? How important is this event? If it's really important, then I can probably make time.
It's to do with Johnny. Do you remember him? I told you about him before.
Johnny? I know, you told me. The guy you're with.
I spoke to his mother yesterday. She knows that we're thinking about marriage, so she suggested that we all meet together. We could talk about things and also get to know each other. She suggested Saturday in 2 weeks. I couldn't say no, could I? I hope it's okay with you.
You're thinking of getting married? Isn't it too early to be doing this kind of stuff? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Have you really thought about it properly?
It's been 2 years, Dad. Why not do these things now? What am I delaying for?
He is a nice guy and his family is a good family. Maybe it's a good choice for you. How about his mother? What's she like?
She seems fine to me. She's a cute little old lady.
Cute? Really? I guess I should come and meet her. We can go together. If you're serious about marriage, then why wait? We don't want to leave it too long, do we?
Exactly. I'll let you know the exact details soon.
Well, that was something, wasn't it? Don't you think they looked down on us a bit? How could they talk to us like that? And why were they asking so many questions about money? Isn't that private? Oh, I'm not sure about them, but if you really like that guy, then I'm not going to stop you from marrying him.
No, I agree with you. I was shocked by the way they spoke to you. I think that maybe I've changed my mind. I'm not so sure anymore. He was always so proud about his business and his family. He seemed to be a bit arrogant, but I just got used to it. However, he was so rude to you today. It seems like they don't really respect us. It's not acceptable. I'm sorry about that, Dad. I feel like they insulted you. Please try to forget about it.
Oh, don't apologize. You're a nice girl, and it wasn't you being rude. It's their fault, and only theirs. If I'd known they were going to be like this, then I never would have agreed to meet them.
I have something I want to say.
Really? What is it? In fact, I have something to say too.
Who first then? Should I go first or you?
I'll go first. I've changed my mind about us. I just don't see a future for us.
I had the same thought. I can't see us getting married either. I don't think we are suitable for each other.
Oh, really? Is that what you think? I spoke with my mother and she told me that I couldn't get married to a girl like you. She told me that your family background wasn't compatible with our family. She said I should find a girl who's closer to us in terms of wealth and status. I agreed to meet with your dad, but it seems it wasn't a good decision. I've been having second thoughts about the whole situation.
Oh, I get it. You're from a wealthy family. All that money you make in the hotel business. It must be strange for you to interact with a normal girl like me. You shouldn't judge people based on their status, though. You should care about what kind of a person they are on the inside. That's the most important thing.
We need to be realistic. My family's wealthy. We need a girl that's on our level in order for us to be happy. You can do the same too. You go and find a guy who's similar to you. You can live happily ever after with him.
I've had enough of you. Goodbye.
Melanie, are you busy now? I want to talk with you.
I'm free. Today is my day off. I've just been sitting here at home resting. What's the matter?
Well, something came up. Do you remember that guy you used to date? The one you thought about marrying until we had that big meeting?
Yeah, Johnny. Of course I remember.
I'm working on a hotel right now, and there is another hotel just across the street. Turns out that hotel belongs to his family. If you have some time, why don't you come over here and see it for yourself?
Come over? Why would I want to do that? I'm totally over that guy.
Just come here and see for yourself. I'll explain in more detail when you get here.
Okay, if you insist. I'll get ready and come over now.
Long time no see. How have you been? Having a nice time? It was so nice to see you again after all this time. By the way, you're a lot more beautiful than when I last saw you. It seems you're getting more and more beautiful each day.
Is there something you wanted to talk to me about? I thought you hated me. Last time we met, you didn't want anything to do with me. I thought that your family was too good for me. But now you want to talk again? It doesn't make sense.
It seems that I made a mistake. I was a bit cruel to you last time we met, and I'm sorry about that. I've changed. I've seen the error of my ways. Please tell your father I'm sorry for the way I was in the past. I acted badly and I regret it.
You don't need to apologize. The past is the past. I've forgotten it and moved on. So tell me, why are you so keen to talk to me now? What is it?
I heard that you're doing well in life now. I heard that you have a good career and you're making a lot of money. I realized that I was premature in my judgment of you. I didn't see what you were capable of. My eyes have been opened to your true talent now.
But your family's really successful, right? My achievements are surely much less than yours. Why would you even pay attention to me? I have moved up in the world, that is correct. So has my dad. He works for a construction company building hotels. They are doing well. The hotels they build are doing well too. He made a lot of money and we even managed to buy some land. It's got a good value and it will only go up in the future. We could also build a hotel on it ourselves. If the value keeps going up, then we might even become as wealthy as you. Who could have imagined? But we don't intend on selling the land. Building our own hotel would be a better investment.
Wow, you are really doing well. Better than I thought. It's almost as if you're catching up with us. What do you think? Maybe we can meet again. A few years have gone by. We might get on better now. We might understand each other better, don't you think? Maybe you and Johnny might hit it off again. He's still single and looking for a nice girl. You and him used to be so close.
You really think that could happen? After how you treated me in the past? You said I wasn't a suitable match for Johnny a few years ago. Your family was so wealthy and you couldn't possibly allow your son to marry me. Since then I've moved on and there's no going back now. I'm a new woman.
It seems that we've all changed, but this would be good for business as well. People who work in similar businesses naturally have a connection to each other. It seems that you want to enter the hotel industry. You know that we've been successful at this for a long time. We could cooperate together and learn from each other.
I have no intention of developing such a relationship. You had your chance and you blew it. Why would I want to help you now? We're doing very well without you and that's the way it'll stay. We don't need you. It's too late. Several years have gone by and I've moved on. My feelings are not going to change and I'm not going to forget the past.
Why can't you be a bit more forgiving? I went to Paris recently and bought a Chanel bag. I could give it to you as a present. It's my way of saying sorry for the mistakes of the past and hoping for a new and brighter future between us. What do you think? If that isn't enough, then maybe we could think of something else.
I don't need anything from you. I'm fine all by myself. I don't need your gifts. Don't contact me again. My father and I went ahead with our plans. We built a hotel on the land we had and business was great. We even had a lucky break. A movie studio came to our hotel to film a movie. Because of this, the hotel became famous and many people wanted to come and visit the hotel. Business went from good to booming. A lot of tourists would come to the hotel and spend a lot of money. As for Johnny and his family, things were not so good. Their hotels were not doing so well. I heard that some of their hotels were even put up for sale to try and reduce the losses. From time to time, they'd even get in touch with me and ask me to talk with them. I think they wanted me back in their lives. Sadly for them, I said no every time. They were cruel to me and my father in the past, and I'm not going to forgive them for that. I made my decision and I'm sticking with it. Also, I have a suspicious feeling that they only want to talk to me to try and help their business. I'm not sure what they think I could offer. Maybe my management expertise? Maybe they want to know our secrets. Anyway, it's not going to happen. I'll never speak to them again if I can help it. I just want to enjoy my life working with my father. I'm sure that our future will only get better and better. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.